Say that in this emergency that we're in, I think that behooves artists to come out and speak for Kamala against Donald Trump, because he is an existential threat to the country. What do you say to that?
You know what? I don't get too deep into politics. I didn't get a chance to watch the debate last night. I obviously have been watching like everybody else. I think voting is an individual. Let me make certain that I'm talking to all my AT aliens out here. We ready? What? Oh! Yes. Oh, y'all want to keep going?
Allegedly, those Diddy tapes have got a whole lot of celebrities coming out here to stomp the ground for Kamala Harris. Allegedly, those Diddy tapes. Those Diddy tapes. Those Diddy tapes. Those Diddy tapes. Hello, friend, and welcome back to The Conservative Poet with me, Amania. As you know, on this channel, we talk everything politics, reactions, political commentary, a little bit of humor, some parody to drive home the crazies that we are seeing in the society. So if you're back, that means you enjoyed the content. So help me out, friend. Like, share, and comment. That way other people can find the Conservative Poet and they can enjoy this awesome content that we're putting out. So thank you very much for your participation. Again, like, share, comment. It all helps me out. Without further ado, we're going to get into this video right now. There's some simps in the house. If you see them, point them out. There's some simps in the house. If you see them, point them out. Who that did on those Diddy tapes? That's just Jay-Z. Shawn Carter. Who that did? That just Usher Raymond. Who that did? Oh, that's just DiCaprio. Who that did? That just be LeBron James right there. Who that did in those Diddy tapes? That must be Tyler Perry right there. Everybody, ain't nothing like a Diddy party. Ain't nothing like a Diddy party. Ain't nothing like a Diddy party. All the celebrities up in there. So, friends, in this episode, we are going to talk a little bit about the simpleton men who's come out here to stomp for Kamala Harris. Now, some of them, we know they're going to be ride or die blue, ride or die Kamala no matter what. But I find it très interesting that all of these men are coming out here at the last hour. This, friends, I find very, very interesting that now that these here Diddy tapes are being, put out there, people are finding out who's who and what, and who's was doing who and what to who and what on these here Diddy parties. And so these here celebrities have been compromised. You understand? They've been compromised. They caught themselves doing things they weren't supposed to be doing at these here Diddy parties. And so somebody's got the tapes. Maybe the government does. I don't know. Maybe the DOJ. I don't know. Maybe the FBI. I don't know. Maybe the Secret Service. I don't know. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Hussein Obama, Barry Sorority. I don't know. But somebody's got something, because guess what? These people are coming out here supporting Kamala Harris when they weren't even trying to do it before. So we're going to talk a little bit about which one of these men, as you saw that thumbnail, you can guess it. They all up there. We're going to chat just a little bit about each and every last one of them. We got Tyler Perry up in there. We got Eminem, Marshall Mathers up in there. We've got Usher Baby up in there. We've got, oh God, so many else. Leo DiCaprio up in there. Jay-Z. So Jay-Z, we're going to stop right here and talk a little bit about Miss B, Mrs. Jay-Z. She the one who come to stomp out here for her husband. I played a video of her last week with that. I may just throw a clip in there just so you see. Mrs. Carter, the one that come out here to stomp for her husband. The people were expecting her to really, showcase her vocals and her hip action, but no, she did something else. She didn't give them what they came for. And so we're going to chat a little bit about Mrs. Carter and how she had to come out here to answer the call when they came and said, Mrs. Carter, we're gonna need you to come out here and support Kamala Harris. Your husband, we did see him on those here videos, and you're gonna have to come out here and handle your husband business. You're gonna have to come out here and do something for your husband. And so Beyonce came out for her husband. And then there's another woman who's come out here, Miss Jennifer Lopez. We're not going to talk too much about her here, but being that I'm talking about the females, we're going to just capsule her in here right here. So yeah, Miss Jennifer Lopez, she she and Diddy used to do it. She and Diddy was together, especially she been at those Diddy parties. She knows some stuff. I'm surprised they don't have her up in there. You testified, because she's a witness. She's an eyewitness to all this stuff. Anyway, so she done come out here to stomp for Kamala Harris. She got to, because guess what? She's under some scrutiny, because they're going to say, Jennifer Lopez, what did you know and when did you know it? Did you know Diddy was doing young children? Did you participate in these Diddy actions with the kids? Miss Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the block. Oh, Jenny from the block. Were you around the block when all this was going down? Man, we're going to talk a little bit about it. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing.
Don't be fooled by the lies that I drop. I'm just Jenny from the block. Man, the triple threat. Jennifer Lopez herself. Man, that is some really bad acting. Your vote matters. Yeah, I've been in the room. I know you've been in the room. Everybody know you've been in the room. And you should feel bad that you've been in the room, that you knew about these things and you stayed quiet and silent. What about those young girls, Jennifer Lopez? How did you partake in all of this, being Diddy's woman and all? He includes you in these rendezvous. Like, how did that actually work out, Miss Jennifer Lopez? I hear your husband, Ben Affleck, I hear he's run the cuckoo. He's flew the cuckoo-ness. I hear he done divorced you because he don't want to be stained, girl. He don't want to be stained with whatever it is that's coming out, that's going to come out for you. Yeah, you should be scared. You should be very, very scared. And you should be embarrassed that you went along with this. Yes, you were in those rooms. We believe you when you say it. You've been in those rooms. We know you have. Moving on to the Carters. So Mr. and Mrs. Carter. So as I said, Beyonce came out here to do the walk for her husband, because she got the call too. Like Jennifer Lopez got the call. She got the call too. They got the call, and he said, "Boo, you gonna have to go out here and talk for me, because you gonna have to go out here and do this for me." And so I'm just kind of curious, how did the Lopez, Jennifer Lopez, P. Diddy, Beyonce, Jay-Z, how'd they have those, couple dinners go? How did those couple dinners go, right? Were we just swapping wows? What we were doing? What was happening, Mrs. Carter? As she talks to you girls about how she's okay with her daughters killing her grandbabies. Let's hear a little bit from Mrs. Carter, and then we're going to get into the men that you came here to hear about.
I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. A world where we're not divided. Our past, our present, our future merge to meet us here. Imagine our daughters growing up seeing what's possible with no ceilings, no limitations. Imagine our grandmothers. Imagine what they feel right now.
Well, Mrs. Carter, I don't know about the women that you associate with, but I believe that the women that came before us, those who have passed away, passed on, they are literally turning in their grave from the sight of you and the sight of Kamala Harris and the spectacle that you have made of we the women. So, Mrs. Carter, you come out here to stomp for your husband because what? He's on those Diddy tapes doing inappropriate things to whoever, children, boys, girls, men, women. Who knows? Maybe they throw an animal or two up in there. Who knows how kinky these things get? I don't know. I ain't never been, so I don't know nothing. But I'm just saying, Mrs. Carter, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now that we've gotten the simpleton Negro women out of the way, let's move on to the simpleton men. So a few weeks ago, Usher baby went on The View. It was actually the day after the Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, you're eating the dogs debate. And so Usher, she tried to pigeonhole him, but he came out and says, I think people should, vote for whoever they want to, really. So he never endorsed Kamala Harris. He says, I'm staying out of this pretty much. But just a few weeks later, he was right on the train with all of the other men who supposedly been at those Diddy parties. But I'll let him tell it.
Say that in this emergency that we're in, I think that behooves artists to come out and speak for Kamala against Donald Trump because he is an existential threat to the country. What do you say to that?
You know what? I don't get too deep into politics. I didn't get a chance to watch the debate last night. I obviously have been watching like everybody else. I think voting is an individual and find the candidate that you feel both who fits the category of where we want to be. Yeah. And that's it. And that's what you vote based off of. Who you highlight and how you choose to highlight it on whatever platform you have is your prerogative.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But I love Kamala Harris even more. I want her to be our next president of the United States. Opportunity for each and every one of us. You know, it's just 17 days away from a very important election, as we all know, and we have the opportunity to choose a new generation of leadership for our country. Atlanta, ATL, we got work to do to get this campaign across the finish line. I'm counting on you. We can make a difference in this election, Georgia, but we got to be committed to do it. Are you ready?
Seen that, heard that. Good.
Atlanta,
Yes,
ATL, we got work to do
Mr. Usher Raymond,
to get this campaign across the finish line.
And if you could tell there,
I'm counting on you.
Not seem
we
all
can make
that
a difference
enthused.
in this election,
you know,
Georgia.
I know he did a little
but we got to be
there,
committed to do
but
it.
He
Are you
was
ready?
Just reading it off
Atlanta,
a script.
ATL,
What
we
I
got work
noticed,
to do
They all read it
to
from
get
a
this
script.
campaign
Beyonce
across the
read
finish
it from
line.
a script.
I'm
Usher
counting on you.
Read it from a script.
We can make a
All
difference
of them
in this
read
election,
it from a
Georgia.
script.
But we got to be committed
It's
to
because
do
it's
it.
not
Are you
genuine.
ready?
It's not coming from their
Atlanta,
heart. They're just here to
ATL,
play
we got
a part.
work to do
They're just here to play their
to
part.
get this campaign across the
Because
finish line.
if they don't,
I'm counting on you.
those Diddy tapes is gonna
We
come
can
out.
make a difference
and the
in this
world
election,
is gonna
Georgia.
know.
But we got to
And
be
for
committed
Usher,
to do it. Are you ready?
I would assume he was a
Atlanta,
child at that
ATL,
time. He
we
was
got
a kid.
work to do
So he would have
to get this
been
campaign
just a
across the
victim of
finish
all of
line.
this.
I'm counting on you.
And being
We can make a
complacent in his
difference
older
in this
years,
election,
maybe,
Georgia.
you know,
But we got to be
because
committed
they
to do
turned
it.
him, and
Are
so
you ready?
therefore, you know,
Atlanta,
he didn't see it as
ATL,
him
we
being
got
a
work
victim,
to do
but he now
to get this
participated
campaign
in all of
across
this.
the finish line.
Who knows?
I'm counting
I
on
don't
you.
know. I wasn't there. I'm
We
just
can make
saying.
a
I'm just trying to
difference in this
speculate. I'm just
election,
trying to
Georgia.
understand how
But
all
we
this
gotta
go
be
down.
committed to do it.
He
Are
was
you
a
ready?
kid. He should be
Atlanta.
one of these
ATL,
people
we got
that
work
was a
to
victim.
do
And so
to
he
get this
shouldn't have to
campaign
come out
across
here
the finish line.
to stomp for Kamala
I'm counting
because
on
they
you.
gave him the call.
We can
He
make a
should have been
difference
like, you
in
know
this
what? I
election,
was
Georgia.
a victim of Diddy's.
But we gotta
You
be
know, he
committed
was
to
doing
do
these
it.
things
Are
to
you
me.
ready?
I was a
Atlanta.
kid. I had
ATL,
nothing
we
to
got
do with
work
this.
to do
But unfortunately,
to get this
that's not
campaign
the way
across the
he's
finish
going.
line.
Because the
I'm
call
counting
came
on you.
in, and he
We
went
can
from
make a difference in this election, Georgia.
individual
But we
rights
gotta be
to,
committed to do it.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm out
ready?
here for Kamala. I need
Atlanta.
her to be president.
ATL, we
I
got
love
work
Kamala
to do
Harris.
to get this campaign across the finish line.
Friend, are you exhausted with the gaslighting from the left? Because I know I am. And sometimes it can be a tad bit stressful. And in those moments, I whip out my patriotic candles and I burn for freedom. I burn for our country. And I get a little bit of relief from the insanity that's coming from the left. So today you can get it 30% off at the Orlando Patriot. Grab yourselves some candles to relieve your stress as we hone into this election and it's becoming more and more stressful. Grab some for your friends, family, even grab some for a liberal or a leftist because they are stressed out too. So 30% off orlandopatriot.com. I'll see you there. Thank you. I really appreciate your help. Next up, Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio, the climate change activist himself. You know, the one who owns his own plane, owned his own yachts, and put a lot of emissions into the air. But we ain't gonna say nothing about that.
Earlier this month, Hurricanes Helene and Milton devastated parts of Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. Families lost homes, livelihoods, and loved ones to some of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes ever recorded. These storms have done an estimated $100 billion in damage, and make no mistake, these unnatural disasters were caused by climate change. Donald Trump continues to deny the facts. He continues to deny the science. He withdrew the United States from the Paris Climate Accords and rolled back critical environmental protections. Now he's promised the oil and gas industry that he'll get rid of any regulation they want in exchange for $1 billion donation. Climate change is killing the earth and ruining our economy. We need a bold step forward to save our economy, our planet, and ourselves. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris. She helped lead the most significant climate action in U.S. history, including passing the Inflation Reduction Act. Under her leadership, we set ambitious targets for achieving net zero emissions by 2050 and building a green economy that not only creates jobs, but also helps save our planet. So check your registration at iwillvote.com and join me in voting for Kamala Harris on November 5th, because we cannot afford to go backwards.
Seen that, heard that, good. So, Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio, who has been in Hollywood most of his life, he was a child star, and he's been living in that swamp and that filth with those demons for a long time. So, I am not surprised that he is brainwashed to so many things. So, he said there in the clip that these storms were unnatural. Mr. DiCaprio, do you know something? Do you know people who are fiddling and doing things to the climate, to the weather, to cause these storms? Because the only way that I can see this is the only one that I know who can cause storms like this is nature. You know, Mother Nature, they happen naturally. They've been happening since the beginning of time. Storms, all these things have been happening since the beginning of time. So how is it, and they've always been called natural disasters because they're happening naturally. So do you know of somebody who's fiddling with the science, who's doing some things to cause these things? Because I'm very curious. Because I don't know how you can sit there and say these things when you, Mr. DiCaprio, you travel around the world in your fancy jets and your fancy yachts and your fancy boats and doing all of these things. But yet we, the little people, if we decide to take a trip to Europe, we're causing climate change. But you can go in and out as you like. And Kamala Harris is gonna be your gal to get it done. Well, we're praying that just doesn't happen. Unnatural disasters. This guy's an idiot. Simpleton. Calling to the real Slim Shady. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
Detroit. What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known. I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld.
Seen that, heard that, good. Marshall Mathers is a joke. I used to love Eminem back in the day. Oh man, I knew his songs. I loved him. But man, have you failed your community? Have you failed Detroit? The Detroit that you were talking about in your songs has fallen. And as a son of it, man, you've got yourself, you got Dave Chappelle, you got Lizzo, a lot of other celebrities from Detroit. Why is it that none of y'all are standing up and saying, you know, we've lost the auto industry? Why can't y'all bring that back to your community, to your Detroit, to your beloved state? No, you can't do that, Marshall Mathers. But you love them, right? And you think Kamala Harris is going to do right by them? Detroit has been destroyed because of Kamala Harris and her team. Clinton, Obama, the one you with right now, Joe Biden, all of them has destroyed Detroit. Detroit destroyed by them. Detroit destroyed by Democrats. Detroit destroyed by Democrats. Yeah, and here you are asking to put them in again. You're a disgrace. You're a simpleton. Will it please, Slim Shady? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Marshall Mathers please stand up? I guess you have stood up. And you're a simpleton. Is Madea a personality? Is Madea a character? Tyler Perry, just trying to understand. Are you the real Madea?
I didn't have a father who gave me millions of dollars to start a business. Did you? Didn't think so. My mother didn't have some great legacy, but she taught me how to pray my way through a situation. It sounds like we have that in common. I'm the kind of American that believes in a secure border, but at the same time believes that if anyone is coming seeking legal asylum, our arms should be open to them. Like me, I worked my ass off to buy my first house and build my business and take care of my family. That is the American dream. I believe if you work that hard and you put into Social Security, when you get to a certain age, that you put in should be there waiting for you because it's yours. I'm the kind of man that believes, I'm the kind of man that believes that the government nor a man should be telling a woman what she can and cannot do with her body. I'm the kind of American who believes that poll workers,
Medea, Tyler Perry. Well, what can I say about you, brother? You say that your mama taught you how to pray. I'm hoping she taught you how to pray to the Lord our God, our Savior. But if she didn't, then I don't know who you praying to. He said a couple of things there that I'd like to cover. That he believes that we should be able to welcome people open arms legally. Obviously, everybody agrees that we want people to come to this country legally. And I'm glad he said that. So at least we know he's got some common sense there. And then he also says that he worked hard. He had to work hard to build his business, to buy his house, take care of his family. That is the American dream. Yes, I'm glad he recognized that one, in order to achieve the American dream, you need to work hard. In order to achieve the American dream of home ownership, you need to work hard in order to buy it. These are not things that the government should automatically give to you. So he has good work ethic. He believed that you should work. And we agree on that. But where we part ways is if you're a Christian man, I don't believe that you as a Christian man praying to God should be out here advocating for the death of children in the womb. I don't think your mama would like that. Your mama kept you, right? Your mama gave you life, right? Who are you to deny other people their right to life? Another point he made that I'd like to cover, he said that when you retire, your Social Security should be there waiting for you. So, again, if you don't work and you don't put into Social Security, then you should have no money coming to you. You should have none. So, Tyler Perry, you make some sense, but you lost me at supporting genocide for our black babies in the womb. King Labron James is here. The king is here. The king is here. Shut up and dribble.
Huge news breaking moments ago. If you're a fan of excellence on the court and democracy in general, NBA superstar Labron James has announced his endorsement for Vice President Kamala Harris, citing the racist comments about Puerto Rico made at Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. LeBron James writing to his 53 million followers on Twitter and 159 million followers on Instagram. This, quote, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris."
Seen that, heard that, good. So the king, LeBron James, has been sitting quiet on his throne for a very, very long time. He's silenced, crickets, if you will, at his friend, his buddy, his Diddy Party partner, when he was beating on his woman, Cassie. LeBron James, quiet, crickets, nothing. This is a man who always has an opinion on everything. This is a man who comes out here every time that there's a situation, LeBron James, fist in the air. Always. And so he's come out here to endorse the Queen, Kamala Harris. I know I've had this on the screen and you all have read it, but I'm going to have to read it for you again. Here is LeBron, the King James. He says, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris!" Exclamation, 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 exclamation. So the king has spoken, and therefore all the peasants must fall in line, because dribbling LabRon James has come out here to tell the people how to vote and who to vote for. When there's serious things to be talked about, LabRon James is silenced. But today, you want to come out here and interfere in elections. Obama couldn't get it done to persuade the black men. Usher probably couldn't get it done to persuade the black men. Who else? D.L. Hughley couldn't come out here and persuade the black men. And so many other blacks who's come out here to push propaganda for Kamala Harris. But now King James has arrived, you know? So once he comes out, a lot of black men will probably say, you know that brother James, you know he knows some things. He a billionaire. He's so smart. He got a school. Let's not talk about the school, because all those kids are failing, and I believe the school has closed because the kids aren't learning anything. The state had to take it over. LabRon James' school. But here he is telling you who to vote for. He disgusts me. You disgust me. Absolutely. Because you do not want what's best for your people. You just don't. And you're staring them wrong. And you worried about your kids when you think about your kids. What about them? They go to private schools. They got private tutors and nannies. They don't have to deal with the filth in the schools. You're going to protect your kids from that foolishness, right? Your family, y'all well off. You's a billionaire. Your family well off. It's my family. It's your family. It's the rest of America that has to worry about the filth in the schools when it comes to our kids. Right? You worried about them growing up? You worried about your family? I'm sure your family will be all right. It's the rest of the blacks that may not be all right. And shame on you. Shame on all of these men, these simpletons. You're a simpleton. So there you have it, friends. Simps for Kamala Harris. Let's chat it up in the comment section. Which one of these simpleton men do you believe was worse? Was it LabRon James? Was it Marshall Mathers, Eminem? Was it Usher, baby, who was out here saying, no, I ain't doing nothing. But then once the Diddy tapes come out, he had to change his mind quick. And we actually have that proof. You know, if we didn't have him on tape before and then tape after, we'd be like, no. But yeah. So him and who else? LabRon James, of course. Do you think he's the biggest simp of them all? And then Leo DiCaprio, another big simpleton. Anyway, talk to me in the comments. Who do you think was the biggest simpleton? The simp man of them all. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Please like, share, and comment. Do something, because it lets YouTube know that you like this content, that you want it. And so therefore they will push it to other people. November is upon us. I still trying to get to my goal this year. I really need y'all's help by Christmas. Man, I just thought about it. I just realized it. The year's almost up and I'm still not where I want it to be. So anyway, thank you guys for sharing the content. It really means a lot. It really motivates me to continue. You know, I do this work for the kingdom, but I still would like to be able to have the amount of subscribers I believe that this channel deserves to have. So, because I do put out good content, let me know in the comments if you think the content is good. And if you think of ways that I can improve it or do better, I'm all ears, because I do look at other channels and I'm just like, dude, I put in way, way more than these people, but yet they get millions and millions and millions of views. And I'm just like, dude, what's happening here? What's happening here? So thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing the content, because it does let YouTube know that you like this and other people will also. So thank you so much. God bless and keep you. And I will see you in another video. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up.